Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It's One Future King once again. Today I'm be doing a reaction to an anime movie, which I don't do that often. In fact, I've only done one, which was actually technically three, the Made in Abyss movies. I don't do them though simply because I don't watch anime movies that often. I prefer like TV shows. Okay, but this is one that recently came out on Netflix like a month ago, I think, at this point, and I'm curious about it because I've heard actually some really good things about it. So I'm curious about this film. I want to see it. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alright, it's called Bubble. And since it came out on Netflix, I downloaded the dubbed version. Alright, so... Ah. Fuck. I'm an idiot. Okay. Forgot to get my fucking headphones ready. Alright. Now that these are ready, let's just jump straight into this. I know virtually nothing about this movie except it's supposed to be really good. It came out on Netflix, it's dubbed, and I guess it's supposed to be like somewhat of a tearjerker. So we'll see if this movie's able to jerk my tears. That's not an easy thing to do. Anyways, let's get it started here. The movie will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. In for Netflix. And Warner Brothers. Are they the... Oh my god, I have not seen this logo in fucking ages. Okay, that brings... Okay, this logo brings back nostalgia. They did a lot of cartoons I liked when I was a kid. Are they the ones that dubbed it then? Or is there like a branch of Warner Brothers in Japan that like helped produce it? Because I thought Netflix produced it. So Warner Brothers, no, because Netflix would have dubbed, if they produced something, they would have dubbed it. Oh, and also Wit Studio. So where do all these companies figure in exactly? I mean, Wit Studio is probably the like where the animators and stuff came from, at least. Pretty good animation so far. Then again, this is a movie, so it's to be expected. Wow, it's really good animation. Look at all those fucking frames. Seriously. Okay, so is this like a somewhat of a post-apocalyptic world then? Because it looks like the city they're in is flooded. So either this is a post-apocalyptic world, or that's just how this world works. It's that it's a city submerged in water. That's just naturally how it is. I would believe either one. It's all those bubbles floating there. I'm guessing the movie's named after them. It seems like a pretty interesting world so far, but... Yeah, it's like almost an hour and 45 minutes in total, I think, is what this movie is. And yeah, so far it's off to a pretty decent start. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say the start is original necessarily, but it's fun. It makes me want to see more, at least.
Why, thank you. What were you thinking, Usagi?
I feel like I've seen so many characters like him in anime, but he doesn't seem annoying though. If anything, if done right, I really like free-spirited, adventurous characters like him. You know, I think it's part of that like escapism that I tend to watch anime for a lot of the times. Is that, you know, I've never really been able to go on adventures, so. You know, I like to live vicariously through anime characters in order to do that. And when a character like him loves the adventures that he's going on this much, it really gets me excited. Damn. I also like the visual storytelling too here. Like, obviously there is some exposition, but so far the exposition has just been like explaining to us how this game works. Which in and of itself probably wasn't absolutely necessary, but it's still fine. But there's a lot of visual storytelling here too, showing how the world works. Like how we know that they can jump on these bounce on these bubbles because they bounce on the bubbles. It's a really simple thing to do, you know.
What do you say?
Give it up. Clearly she's not into you. We're just
He's right, you know. She's
So he's an orphan. There's another check on the checklist as well. In fact, I guess they're all orphans. Not sure if he's talking about everyone in that group or everyone who competes in these things exactly, but yeah.
going to leave someday. I can't write.
So he was bitching at that other kid for not showing any fear, but then he was like, I won't fall in, which is that level of confidence is literally the antithesis of fear. So
I can hear it.
What?
maybe a little bit of hypocrisy here.
Hibiki!
Also, I could be wrong, but it seems like he's the one that she's into as well. The way she was teasing him earlier.
The phenomenon continued solely in the center of
So not even all of Japan, just Tokyo itself.
By the time the
I'm guessing that means no one can get in or out of Tokyo either.
water, Tokyo was no longer the capital of Japan.
Yeah, if no one can get in and out, I mean, that definitely makes sense.
Scientists from across the globe came to do research in Tokyo, but none were able to
Or
determine
or
the
can
cause
they
of
get
the
in?
fall
If
phenomenon.
the scientists are able to do research.
Little by little, the people of Tokyo left their home behind.
Okay, I guess they can get in and out of Tokyo. Then why was...
It now stands as a shell of its
Wow,
former
the bubbles
self,
did that much
an
damage
abandoned city.
in this city? Holy shit.
This is the highest I can reach.
Wow.
I need to
It
go.
looks like the world looks a lot different too when you're up that close as well.
I can still
A
hear
lot darker and a lot more red. Oh, interesting setup, honestly. So I guess after they started illegally participating, this like sport became a legal thing. Is what I'm thinking.
I did it.
Don't get distracted by someone else, kid. That's not good.
Spiderweb.
There's a fucking black hole. There's a black hole in the center of Tokyo. Is that what's causing the fucking bubbles? Oh, so this is the scene from the very, very beginning of the series before the opening credit, or of the movie before the opening credits. Okay, so this was that guy, and this is the scene where he meets that girl. And of course the scene where like the girl just like kisses the guy, which is always a beautiful scene. Well, it's always interesting at least. Not sure what exactly the purpose of this kiss was yet though, but... So, a feral child, I'm guessing? Or maybe, like, this, a person who's not, I think there's multiple ways the series could take this. She definitely seems to be less, like, I don't know if evolved is the right word, but less, civilized than the others. Simply by the way that she's acting. And again, I like the series doesn't have to fucking say that, you know? It's obvious.
Yep. She's a cat.
It's hard to tell if she, like, has a crush on him after knowing him for so little time, which I wouldn't be surprised this is anime we're talking about here. Or she's just, like, curious. I don't know, like I said before, I think there's a lot of directions they could take her character. Like, maybe she's never seen a man before, so she's curious. Maybe she's never seen another person before, so she's curious. Maybe she's not even human herself, she just looks like it, and so that makes her curious about humans in general. She's a lot of fun already. I love her happy, excited expressions. I love her design. I love how eccentric she seems to be. I love her mannerisms. It's like, yeah, she's a lot of fun already. And she just dropped his fucking headphones. That's nice. I think she just killed their babies.
Let's dig in.
Wow, that was an oddly dark scene that was disturbingly very funny. I love it.
Ask me, you need a bit more training. Just so you know, I'd never let a hen get the drop on me.
That's nice.
I even know how to operate the rail, not to brag.
Riveting. By the way, have you seen how much this girl eats? Okay.
I love anime chicks that eat a lot. Aiming for my heart right there. I gotta say. I can't lie.
Don't ever do that again. Got it. Hibiki.
So she's... In a lot of ways she acts like a child, but in some ways it seems like she's more mature than a child, because she seems to be picking up on stuff and learning a lot faster than a typical child would. So yeah. Oh my god, this movie is fucking gorgeous. Like, so far the storytelling isn't amazing. It's entertaining, but not amazing. Keep in mind, only just about a half an hour into it. So there's still time left. But one thing that I'll never take away from this movie, even if I end up hating it by the end, which I probably won't, is it is a beautiful film. Holy shit.
Next rationing arrangements are on schedule.
Like, the animation and the art is top notch.
Hey, got a sec?
Oh, Sheen! I wasn't expecting you.
Or is that the guy that she likes? It kind of seems like she acts kind of strange, kind of strangely towards both him and that one other guy, as if she has a crush on them. So I'm not sure which one, if any, that would fall in that to that position.
Maybe she'll take the part.
We should just stop these games
Oh,
altogether.
didn't seem to cost Hibiki his leg, at least not this time though.
We're not supposed to let them be here in the
Considering that they were given the win, I'm guessing this isn't cheating. Like, are you allowed to try any methods to win as long as it doesn't cost, as long as it doesn't have a huge risk at people's lives? It's interesting, but also seems kind of cheap, honestly.
The Little Mermaid. It's a pretty sad story, so it's not my favorite. Why does the Little Mermaid who rescued the prince have to dissolve into foam anyway? Oops. Was that a spoiler?
Because the Sea Witch was a fucking bitch, that's why.
Do you want to read it?
It's all the Sea Witch's fault. It's not her fault, it's not the prince's fault. The Sea Witch is a fucking bitch in that story. Is a fucking evil bitch in that story.
On the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, Disney didn't want to adapt the true version, if you catch my drift. And that's the case with a lot of Disney animated films, to be clear.
The Little Mermaid.
Okay, I think I see where this metaphor's going now.
It was as if she was.
It's kind of obvious. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is kind of obvious.
When did you get here?
You're the prince. I'm the Little Mermaid.
Is this the first time she's spoken to? I think it is.
Hibiki, you're the prince.
No, you got it all wrong.
Yeah, I definitely think I see where this metaphor's going. The two of them are gonna fall in love. And that, you know, using the Little Mermaid as the metaphor for the story, but then again, since they're using the book, does that mean this movie's gonna have a really fucking tragic ending? Oh, goddamn! I just thought about that. They're using the book as the metaphor, not the movie.
And the elements.
Yeah, not for billions of years, so it's nothing we have to worry about, though.
Are materials for another star.
If not trillions of years, honestly.
Yes.
You talking about her? Like, why can anyone get attached to someone like her? Like that scientist chick? Because if so, then I think he's speaking to himself there. He clearly has a thing for her. So she speaks now, but she still has very few words, it seems like. But again, she's learning very quickly, though. Like, again, she acts very childish, but she learns much quicker than a typical child.
One day, I've never told anyone this much about myself.
Yeah, that's all I'm getting out of it is that his mom died, and so that's why he's as adventurous and daring as he is now. Although, again, I have to go back to the fact that when you have as much confidence as he does, that's literally the antithesis of fear. Okay? People who fear are always going to have cracks in their confidence. But he, at least so far, doesn't seem to have any cracks in his confidence. So it kind of makes him seem like a hypocrite when he told that other kid that he needs fear. You know? God damn, I know I keep beating the same dead horse, but god damn, this movie's beautiful. It's the frickin' animation, the art, the cinematography as well. It's all just fucking gorgeous. And the music is great too when there's actually music. There isn't always music, and in the scenes when there isn't music, it feels necessary to stop the music. When there actually is music, it's also excellent.
What the hell's this about?
This was left behind.
Yeah, I kind of figured that they were going to be the major villains of the movie. Like...
Those damn morticians! If they want to live, they better not be doing any pervy shit to her!
Say what?
They've been live streaming
They frickin'...
messages to the outside world. Apparently,
I kind of figured there was more dark stuff to them towards the end of the introduction scene. It's like...
I'll crush those creeps! I'll kill them!
Yeah.
Lame.
Can't say I'm too surprised there. I love her voice actress too. I I know I've heard her so many times before. I cannot place her fucking name off the top of my head though. But yeah, she does. She always does an amazing job though.
Set.
So like she was illegally captured, but it looks like they're turning this into an actual like event. In order to save her. You would think that they would just like hunt them down and arrest them. I know that they're already the villains are already live streaming it, but you'd think that they would hunt them down and just arrest them without turning this into an official event that like everyone on every side is recognizing. But you know. Honestly, this is the kind I didn't think it was before. This anime is the kind of world that I would love to see it implemented in like a video game or something. Like it looks like a lot of fun traversing this world. So I'd love to be able to play it in some kind of video game. You know? Maybe I'm alone here, but yeah. They know the perfect places to put music. To really like drive home the emotions that you're supposed to be feeling. That's definitely a skill right there. Now, the song itself is pretty damn good too. Like in and of itself, I mean. Seriously, all of this looks like it would be amazing to play in a fucking game.
Amazing! You're amazing!
Damn. Well, unfortunately, there's not a lot for me to say in moments like this. It's just a lot of fun to watch. With the animation and the art and the music and combining it all for a very enjoyable experience. Even then, I wouldn't call this, so far this movie, I wouldn't call absolutely amazing. You know? And there's almost 45 minutes left. So we'll see where it goes. We're just barely over halfway there, honestly. Even though, honestly, this seems like a climax right here, does it not?
Winners are.
This definitely seems like a climax right here, but it's clearly not. And I love all their shocked expressions.
Uta.
I'm starting to get hints that of that tragic ending I was mentioning before. Okay, I'm gonna make a prediction now. Is she going to disappear into bubbles at the end of the movie? Because they're using the Little Mermaid book as the metaphor for this film, and the Little Mermaid disappeared into sea foam. So is she going to? Also, she didn't have a voice at the beginning, but now she does. So, although that's kind of a reverse of the Little Mermaid, but still. So is she going to disappear into bubbles at the end of the movie? That's my prediction.
You're just as loud as always.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola. That's my guess. I can't imagine they would actually have the words Coca-Cola on there. If this movie was not sponsored by Coca-Cola. That's actually really funny.
Appreciate it.
See, I can't read the logos on the names on those yellow bottles. So they clearly weren't sponsored.
You're so cute!
Hey, you! That is so not fair.
Did you get out of here?
These characters are really lovable. I think my favorite right now, though, is definitely Uta. But these characters are definitely really lovable, though. It's definitely a skill to be able to accomplish that in such a short amount of time. Ooh, here's the scene from the trailer. Yeah, actually, I did react to the trailer of this film. When the trailer came out as well. Yeah, here's a scene from the trailer. So the first scene from the trailer I actually recognized. And my theories about this could be wrong too, because like it's not like so far it's not like the metaphor is perfect. It's like, first of all, like I said before, it's kind of the reverse where like the Little Mermaid had a voice, but then she lost it when she came to shore because of the Sea Witch. But Uta didn't have a voice at the beginning, but then she got one. And also, I think the Little Mermaid, whenever she walked on land, it would feel like knives were being stabbed into her feet. You know, which that definitely hasn't been represented here just yet, so. The metaphor definitely isn't perfect, but there are a lot of similarities, which is why I'm still kind of banking on that tragic ending of her, like, disappearing into, or turning into bubbles and going away, you know?
To commemorate your first victory.
Yep, he fell in love with her. By the way, there's so many beautiful stills of this episode that would be amazing, not only as like wallpapers, but also for the fucking thumbnail of this video.
I'm with you, Wyatt. Those two better not be there.
So it's a repeat of 5 years ago when the bubbles originally fell. And earlier in the movie they said it was a pretty catastrophic when that happened. Originally, so
What's happening?
I like, we're led to believe it. That's when frickin' Hibiki's mom died, even, and probably countless other people. And they're at the epicenter of it right now. That's not good. Yep, I'm starting to think my prediction is at least partially correct. Not sure she's gonna disappear into bubbles necessarily, although her arm seems to have already disappeared into bubbles. So it seems like it is going to have a tragic ending, though. I mean, again, the fucking Little Mermaid metaphor kind of made it obvious, because that book is sad as fuck.
Or Uta will be there.
Yes. Can you come with me?
Oh, so he actually asked for help. That's unique when it comes to characters like this.
I'll come. Just this once.
Dead parents, talk me out of it.
Hey, you guys get back here!
Please! We have to let them go. There's some...
It's really sad that she's like... You know, I think she wants to stop them just as much as the other guy does. But it's like... At the same time, though, she's holding herself back and him back from stopping them because she knows that they have to do this.
Somebody please tell me what the hell's going on!
You're all about to die. That's what's going on.
What? 2 spider webs?
Is that what they call them? Spider webs? Because those are black holes. But I guess in this movie, in this world, they call them spider
What
webs.
now?
Even though they look nothing like spider webs, but whatever.
Try reaching the observatory using the fragments of the main shaft. But it's at least 30 meters from the last fragment to the observatory. The boots won't be enough.
I'll take the lead.
Sheen! What are you doing here?
I'd like to say that I came to bring you guys home, but I know better. So instead I thought, you need an experienced leader.
We're glad you're here.
So
Is this
he's
really happening? Sheen's
so
finally
he's going with them
joined us.
despite his mechanical leg.
Listen up. I'll show you the route to
So I guess maybe that's saying that, like, yeah, he can do this despite his mechanical leg. It's probably just really hard, perhaps like really difficult, perhaps even painful. But he's doing it regardless to help them out. He doesn't want them to die. So that's really cool.
Let's go.
Oh god, my ass hurts. That's why, I mean, this is the reason why I don't react to anime movies that often. The reason why I don't watch them in general that often, I'll get to it once a movie's done. But this is the reason why I don't react to them that often. It's like an additional reason. Because my fucking ass and my legs hurt like hell right now. Sitting down this long without moving at all.
That legendary tricking! Look out!
Okay. I can hear you just fine.
Also, he heard her song all the way back then.
It was you all along.
I wonder why he was the only one who could hear it, though. Or is that like the death, like fate sort of thing that this movie's going for? Like they were fated to meet, and proof of that is the fact that he was the only one who could hear her song. So she like consciously protected him, or is he just saying like she inadvertently protected him? Because she could protect people, I wonder why she, like if she could consciously protect individual people, I would wonder why she wouldn't do it to everyone, you know? Including his mother who died that day.
Uta!
Oh, so that's her sister, so now the whole metaphor with the Little Mermaid in terms of her sister wanting to come home is starting to make a bit more sense. I'm guessing that her Uta's sister wants her to come home as well. Like I said before, it's not a perfect metaphor, but there's a lot of places where this metaphor does make perfect sense, so, you know,
Everyone okay?
I get it, definitely.
Where's Hibiki?
The observatory.
He went to see the ghost.
I think this was a scene from the trailer as well. Yeah. Like 15 minutes left, though. I don't know if it's going to explain in depth where Uta came from or not, because I'm kind of curious. It's like I assume she came from within the spider web or the black hole or whatever, and she's made of bubbles. And she probably arrived during the event 5 years ago when the bubbles first arrived. But I'd kind of like to know more, though. I think she's really interesting. Oh yeah, this scene is exactly from the trailer. So yeah, I kind of like to know all that, but I don't think we're going to get it, though, unfortunately.
Little mermaid gazed upon her human prince.
So her body's disappearing more and more. And there is not a single fucking frame of this film that is not gorgeous.
Mermaid
I swear.
was so happy just being there.
They kiss, and then she disappears, right? Oh, she's... Well, she's still partially bubbles. I expected him to emerge from the water alone, but she's still partially bubbles. Yep, it looks like she's disappearing. I just realized, I just looked it up, and apparently this movie's written by Genro Bucci, so it makes perfect sense that it has a tragic ending now.
Uta!
Yep, and she's gone.
Uta!
I saw her disappearing into bubbles the moment they introduced the Little Mermaid book as the metaphor. Doesn't mean it's not emotional, though. Like, it definitely is. So, yep, there was the really sad ending I was expecting.
With our blue blazes, we're gonna burn it all down! Yeah!
It's still late.
It's the numbnut ninjas again.
Hey, ready to get your ass kicked? Oh, piss off. We're gonna smoke you guys.
Did the series ever explain why those guys captured that chick?
Ready?
those guys in like the extra equipment. I don't think it did. This seemed like kind of a pointless detour in the movie just to make it longer. Because I don't think that ever really amounted to anything. Like, they captured her, and her life was seemingly in danger. Then she was rescued, but they weren't punished or anything, it doesn't seem like. They didn't explain what their motivations were, and even then, I think they even helped them save Hibiki and Uta as well. Like, the guys with the special equipment helped them save Hibiki and Uta. So I don't really see what the point in that was. Okay. That does it for that movie. And like I said before, that's one of the reasons I don't do reactions to movies, because I am hurting right now. Oh boy. But anyways, the other reason, it's the reason I don't watch anime movies in general, is because I like long-form stories of actual TV shows. Okay. Like, movies just rarely do it for me. And even this one, as an example, it was good. But I feel like the vast majority of stories could be so much better if they're given actual shows rather than films. Okay? Either that or a series of films. And unfortunately, I feel like this one is no exception. But like I said, though, I still think it was good. I definitely enjoyed it. Okay? Which I should be happy about, I suppose. Like I said before, while I was watching, I looked up who was writing it, and it was written by Genrobuchi, Naoko Sato, and Renji Oki. I have no idea who those other two guys are, but Genrobuchi writing it. So this movie was destined to have a sad ending. Even then, I didn't actually cry. But I rarely cry anyways, but it was still definitely sad. Mainly because I loved Uta so much. Like, Uta was my favorite part of this film. Like, aside from maybe like the animation, the art, and the music, and the cinematography, which blended together which were so great in and of their own right, and blended together so well to just make this movie a beautiful feast for the eyes. Outside of maybe that, Uta was my favorite thing in this movie. She was definitely my favorite character in the film. Like, no question about it. Okay, she was absolutely adorable and lovable and interesting. But again, I wish I knew more about her. This movie was mostly very vague as when it comes to her origins. I wanted to know that, you know. We learned a little bit, but not nearly as much as I would have liked. Alright. So yeah, so there's that. But again, overall, this was a good movie. I definitely enjoyed it. All the characters were lovable, but Uta was the main saving grace. And the ending, while sad and maybe a bit underdeveloped, was still a good ending. You know. So, yeah. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content in the future. Hit the notification bell if you want to know whenever I upload a new video, because I release new videos all the time. Share it on other places on the internet if you think it deserves it, such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. to help get my channel more attention. And like always, comment on the video down below to help my channel out. Let me know your thoughts on this video and on this episode, or on this movie. And yeah, did you like it or did you not? And reasons for either. What were your thoughts on my opinions? Do you have any positive or negative opinions on this film that I didn't voice in this video? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. And what are some other anime movies you'd like me to react to? I can't guarantee I'll get to them, but I'll maybe consider them. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.